Hello, everyone. Welcome back to How to Trade. I'm Shane Vernier, and this is this week's Swing Trading Opportunities. In this live stream, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a couple of trade ideas. One that went earlier today that I don't think most of you got in on because it happened really, really fast, but I'm going to go through sort of the dynamic and the dichotomy of the U.S. 100 sort of flush and then reversal. Interesting day in big tech, interesting day for U.S. stocks. What we are also going to do is we're going to take a look at a different trade idea that we had out a while back, but we're going to talk about swing trading, what it is, and maybe a few markets that we can target this week. This week is a great week to swing trade, and the reason why is because there aren't a whole lot of big economic events going on that could really shake you out of a swing trade. And we're going to talk about some reasons why you should swing trade or think about swing trading, and also some reasons why, maybe it's not for you. And that's absolutely huge that we understand that there's a million different ways to trade. There's a million different ways to trade. And if you don't pick one that's intuitive to you, that makes sense to you, you're really putting yourself behind the eight ball because it's tough. Making a living in the markets is tough, especially if you're using a strategy you don't understand or using a framework that you don't understand. If there's any conflict at all in your mind or between you and your money or maybe loved ones around you or the markets or you don't know what to do, you're doomed to fail. We're going to try to make this as easy as possible. So today I'm talking about a strategy, swing trading. There's a million different ways to swing trade, but I'm going to show you a few ways that may work for you, and it's strategies that we've covered. It's just about adjusting your time frame and your expectations. So I want to welcome everybody to the room. Lots of folks out in YouTube land. Mobile Dragon, good to see you. Thame, good to see you. And also Team Arena, always a pleasure, Team Arena. Here in the trading room, we got Tuku and Bobby Bob. Good to see you, Bobby. I'm confident everybody had a fantastic weekend. I think this is going to be an interesting stream, and I think it's going to be a great week to be in the markets. Last week didn't end real well for me. I was watching a WTI crude oil trade. The late day crude oil dump was something that was unexpected and caught me flat-footed, but this week's going to be, I think it's going to be a real good one. And the reason why is there just isn't much there to really scare us and shake us up. Let me see, 6 o'clock shadow, Shane. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those deals that we just sort of keep going with the lighting in here. Maybe I should shave one of these days. I don't know. I'll get around to it. We got to make some videos today anyway, so probably going to have to do some shaving. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get after it. We've got a lot going on. We had a trade idea that was coming in late. It happened this morning. I had the thing written up and we were ready to go with it, but it just developed a little bit too quickly. But we did put the trade idea out anyways, and I do want to show you that it, in fact, did cash in. This was the U.S. 100, and here's the trade idea. We were taking a good look at the U.S. 100 bearish breakout coming up, and we nailed it. And essentially, the idea was that you were going to get a nice sell entry right beneath last week's low. We made a key levels video a while back. Not many people have watched it, and that's too bad because you got to understand where key levels are. This was going to be a nice flush beneath last week's low, really wash out a lot of retail longs. A lot of times when folks are long or they're holding longs, they put their stop losses right beneath a week's low or a daily low or a previous session low. And what we've got going here is exactly what happened. You could see the big plunge right there. That came at about 7:30 a.m. my time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. That's opening bell, ding, ding. And immediately we sold off. We flushed out all those retail longs, all those day traders, all those swing traders that were hoping to get a retracement in a little bit of a bullish day today. I flushed all those folks out, and we went right down. Our sell entry is not exactly where I wanted to put it. I wanted my sell entry to be right up in here. I wanted to be right beneath last week's low, somewhere right around 29,580, and we just didn't get it. It happened too fast. So right about in here, I was saying, okay, what else can we sell? We could definitely sell beneath 25.525, and that was a great trade, but I highly doubt anybody got it because it happened so fast. But this was one of those that was absolutely fantastic. So great trade there. I think that we're going to be in for a lot of great trades this week. Since then, though, we've retraced and sort of cutting back up into this opening 30-minute range. And like if you were an opening range breakout trader, your first hour of this trading session, you could easily have dug in and bought down here near this low and played a rotation. That's one strategy a lot of traders do. As far as a breakout goes, boy, it would be really difficult not to be selling beneath last week's low, and we talk about that in that piece. So that trade idea, we didn't quite get it, unfortunately. We'll be back tomorrow, though. Let's see. Let me see. Trading Musk. Hi, how you doing? All right, guys, there was also another trade idea that we had out, and just want to go over these real quick, do a little housekeeping. Remember, if you want to hit any of these switch markets is your place. Head on over, get a 100% credit bonus, get all sorts of different stuff, and most of all, you get your access to your favorite markets and where you want to trade. Let me see. How are you, king? I'm not a king. I've never called myself the king of much of anything trading, but we did nail that one. I can tell you this. This was another one that we had out, and this was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. A lot of times these trade ideas will stay for a long time, and then sometimes they won't make it very long at all. Today's lasted a ball of about 15 minutes. So this one right here, Australian dollar, US dollar, you'll notice that we just had a real nice 38% sell that came into view and absolutely nailed this one. This one was just an absolute beautiful trade. You can see the high. This month's high went right to 38%. 38% here was 64.13. So we were looking to sell 64s essentially. And what was our high? Our high was 64.08. That's absolutely beautiful stuff. And if you want to just take this down to a 30-minute chart, you can see we went right up in there last Thursday and just has absolutely plunged since then. So just a beautiful trade on what I would call, one of the stronger setups we've seen in a while. You saw sort of the U.S. dollar give back some of its puff last week. I don't think that that's going to last. Right now the dollar index is trading flat. Don't be surprised if we see a stronger dollar as this week goes on. Let me see right here, just giving us all kinds of ideas. The Euro Yen, the Euro USD, and Tesla. Everybody wants to talk Tesla. We'll talk swing trading first, and then I'll talk about your markets. But definitely, if you're a stock trader, swing trading may be the way that you want to approach these markets. Okay, we do have a lot to go over. Remember, Mondays are typically very, very slow news days, so what we want to do here is generate some momentum. Today's a great day to game plan and sort of take a look at where you want to be later in the week. So look at your goals, look at your strategy, take a look at your key levels, and then also take a good solid look, a good strong look at where you want to be by the end of this week. I look at my profitability. Everybody's got a profitability matrix. Some folks you'll watch on YouTube say, okay, I want to make $1 million this month. Others, I want to make $1 million this year. Or I want to make $500 today or $20 this hour, whatever. I always look at it, I'm looking to make my profits on a week-by-week basis. Now, to me, each day is a new day, and I'm ready to trade, and I want to go home profitable every single day. Make money every day is my motto here. And if I do that more days than not, then I'm going to be in very good shape come the end of the week and into the quarter. But I look at my money management in terms of weeks. I want to be a winner on Friday. When I cash out Friday, and it might be after the last trade, but after the first trade of the morning, maybe I only sit there for 10 minutes on Friday. I want to make sure that I make my money, and I judge that in terms of weeks. Now, a lot of folks believe that's short-sighted. You should be looking at quarters and years and months. I look in terms of weeks. I'm not interested in the long term. I want to make money right now, and that's what this is all about. And when I trade futures, it's highly volatile, and that's exactly what I want to do. So we don't want to go into a whole lot on Monday. That's very important. We want to keep our momentum high. We want to keep our optimism high. Our psychology has to be positive if you have any chance at all at making it in these markets. So, trading must Tesla. That's funny you bring that up. That was going to be one of our swing trading opportunities for today. That's absolutely hilarious. I love it. Great minds think alike. Right here, week 9, 2025. Today's quiet. This is the lineup. This is why this week's a great week to be swing trading. There's nothing there. There's no event there that's really going to, aside from Trump making another tariff announcement or maybe Russia-Ukraine, but right now there's nothing there that's really going to give you a huge trend day based on an economic number or forecast. Today's quiet. Tomorrow's consumer confidence. Wednesday is the EIA crude oil report. Thursday's durable goods and GDP. None of these things are really going to shake the markets up. Friday will be the biggest release. It's the PC price index, but it's not going to be that big. I wouldn't panic about it. Today's news, not really much going on today. It was just all about Eurozone CPI. As you can see, the CPI month over month for January came in negative, which is absolutely amazing. And that's one of those things that you definitely want to be aware of. Constricting or falling inflation is a good thing. It's something that hasn't really been able to be sustained here in the United States. But all these numbers, realistically, when you're looking at CPIs and the numbers are negative, puts you into a decent position there as far as policy, understanding that maybe we don't have to have rate hikes. We could have rate cuts. And that's exactly what we're seeing in the Eurozone, and we're going to continue to see it. So what does all that mean for the Euro USD? Well, it means that potentially you have a deal where you're going to be bearish here. I'm bearish the Euro USD. I believe we go to par value. I would be very surprised if we don't move downward another 475 or 500 ticks. I'm firmly in the camp of, more than likely we're going to get that. More than likely we're going to get that. So if I'm looking to make a swing trade or a longer-term trade based on those numbers we just saw and based on my longer-term forecast for the Euro USD, I have to have a couple of things. Number one, I have to have a technical approach. Number two, I have to understand how to manage my risk. And we're going to talk about exactly how we can do that with the Euro USD with a swing trading approach. So if you guys are ready to swing trade, let's go ahead and run through what it is, and I'll give you a few setups for this week to watch, and then we can move along with our day and potentially rack a few pips towards the end of the session, which I'm not really seeing much that's tradable today, to be honest with you, but there's going to be a lot coming our way, that's for sure. Let me see. Kurt Mahan, right about the Dow Jones. Yep, we're going to talk Tesla, we're going to talk Dow Jones, and we're going to look at all those from a swing trading perspective. So what is swing trading? Swing trading is a multi-session trading strategy. That's it. Forget about the rest of it. Forget about everybody on the internet telling you exactly what swing trading is. Believe me, that's as simple as it can possibly be. Multi-session trading strategy. Now, the technicals you use are going to really get you in and out of the market according to the multi-sessions, but we're looking at daily time frames. Now, we can also swing trade using intraday time frames on the Forex. I don't recommend going any lower than a 4-hour chart to make those decisions. And we're going to look at those 4-hour charts here on the Euro USD. But that's what swing trading is. All it is it's a multi-session trading strategy. So why do we swing trade? We do it to avoid intraday noise. If you're an intraday trader and you're tired of getting chopped out of positions, or you're tired of losing money where you shouldn't be losing money, you're tired of the market stopping you out and then reversing. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. And swing trading, can definitely help you cut that down. Now, as far as a risk, what is it? Is it high risk? Is it low risk? Or is it medium? I would say it's medium. And the reason why it's a medium type of a risk is because you're going to be exposed to market forces. You're going to be in the market. And every second, every minute you're in the market, you expose yourself to systemic risk, meaning anything can happen. If all of a sudden you're in the market and let's say you're short gold trying to grab a few ticks to the downside, and you hear that missiles are launched anywhere in the world near a major metropolitan area, you will see gold spike and it'll blow you up. That's called a systematic risk. It's an asystematic risk. It's not asymmetric risk. It's a systematic risk. And that's tough to say, but easy to understand. That's the unknown. So when you're swing trading and you're in for 2 or 3 days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, you're exposed to the unknown. So this week's great because we don't have an economic calendar. We can still get hit with the unknown, but we also know that, hey, a CPI is not going to hurt us. A Fed's not going to hurt us. A NFP is not going to hurt us. That's what we're looking for when we swing trade. We're taking a medium risk, and the reason why is to try to nail down larger profits. Our stop losses are going to be a little bit larger. We're looking to get in on large extended trends. That's it. That's all swing trading is. I get a lot of folks that say, Shane, I want to know about swing trading. That's all it is. So let's talk a little bit about what we should be looking to swing trade this week. Well, the biggest thing that just sort of building on this Euro USD, and then we're going to look at some stocks. If in fact you're going to swing trade using a derivatives contract like a Euro USD, like a futures contract, understand that you're leveraged. And when you're leveraged, that really reduces your staying power. So when we're going to swing trade, we've got to probably reduce our leverage because we're looking to make more money because we're going to be in the market a longer time. So if I was going to swing trade right here, this is a good illustration of exactly how I would do it using my own approach with Fibonacci retracements. If I'm trading a monthly chart here, Euro USD, 38%, 105.76. That's going to be where I'm going to want to short. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do this. And when we're scalping to the short, I'm just going to take the short right in front of my level, put a stop loss, real tight stop loss, and look to get my move that way. That's scalping. Swing trading is going to be different. I'm going to be looking for confirmation. I'm going to want to see, more than likely, a daily price bar, trade above that level, and then get a close either on that level or below it. All right, let me show you what I mean. If in fact I just identified my short where I want to be short at, now we're building a swing trade, not a typical standard scalp, which is usually what I show you guys. Daily chart right here. Okay, what's going on our daily time frame? Not much. Sort of got a triple top right here. Okay. This area right up in here is where I want to sell. So if I'm gonna do this, I'm waiting for a daily move above this and a close either on this line or beneath it. Now, once I get that, let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit. But once I get that daily range, let's say this is it. Probably should be a red candle, but we'll go with that. How am I going to build my trade now? I'm going to be in this multiple days. Stop loss is going to be easy. It's going to be a few pips above that daily range. Where's my entry point going to be? I'm going to be looking probably to sell right here on this bar close, which is going to be right down in there. It should be negative, so let's just go ahead and do this. It's really bothering me here. Well, never mind. Right there, this is what we need to look like to get our confirmation. Bang, bang. We want a red candle there. So when we take our short, it's either going to be, well, it's going to be on this candle close, which needs to be beneath my line and also down in this bearish territory. So what are we looking to do? Now, here's the thing about swing trading that is going to determine your success, the difference between winning and losing. Now, most of the time, I'll sit here and say, you need to get a 1-to-1. You need to get a 1-to-2, whatever. If you're going to swing trade, you need to make sure that it's worth your while to hold this position. You've got to be able to do this. You've got to be able to do this. So if, in fact, we get right here, we get this, my stop loss is up here, I've got my confirmation, I've got to get paid. I've got to get paid for this one. So if I know that my stop is up there and I can determine my risk, I'm looking for a move. I'm looking to get in on a 3-day runner, something like that. And I think that you got a pretty good chance to get that. So I got a comment right there. Euro USD will be buying this week. Okay, honorably dishonorable wants to buy. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. If I'm going to swing trade, I'm waiting for my level to come into play, and I'm waiting for my confirmation. So if, in fact, I'm honorable, dishonorable, whatever your name is, I think it's honorably dishonorable. I like that. That's kitschy. If you're looking to buy, that could be great. If I don't get my confirmation, I'm not swing trading selling. I'm not position selling this. So there's a lot going on here. I'll take a scalp right in front of that Euro USD level, no question about it. But if I'm going to swing trade and look for bigger money, I've got to get confirmation. And if I don't get it, we can't do it. And that's the crux of swing trading. So let's look at another one here. Let's look at Tesla. Now I'm going to apply the same type of approach to Tesla here. This one was on my radar. It's absolutely fantastic that Trading Musk brought this up. If I'm looking to get long, all right, if I want to buy. Now a lot of folks are going to say, why aren't you selling Tesla? Well, I'm a retracement trader. I'm a counterpuncher. I like to see the move. I like to see the big bullish break, and then I like to get in there and try to get with this initial price action. So for me, I'm looking at this bullish trend right here. I believe this is a pullback. We washed out a lot of the retail longs, a lot of profit taking right there. We're coming off a little bit. What can I do right now to get in on this? A real similar type of a trade. Now, we're not going to be doing 38% because we got that last month. Bang, bang. Okay. What could I be looking at now? Well, we're trading 336. I could go long at market right now if I wanted to. You know, we can go ahead and I don't have my little paper trader up. But let's say I wanted to buy right now. There's nothing wrong with buying right now. You got a 50% retracement, not my favorite level. But if we wanted to swing trade this, how could I do it? My level's at about 334, somewhere in there. We're trading right now 337. Let's say I want to buy the market. Okay, let's go ahead and buy. Bang, we buy at market. Okay, we're long. Now all I got to do is build the trade, and I got to think about this Tesla trade from a swing trading perspective. This is not a bad swing trade for this week. Now, if I'm on the cash markets and I'm like my Robinhood account or whatever, I have a retail, stock trading account. I'm gonna say, okay, how can I do this? All right there. What do we got setting up on 50%? Looks like confirmation to me, a little bullish doji. So let's say we go long right now. Let's bet on a decent close. We don't know the future. We don't know what's going to happen later today, but where would my stop loss be? It'll be right in there. Right beneath this daily double bottom, I got that macro 50% level on the monthly. I've got a doji setting up. It's pretty good. We had sort of an inverted hammer right there, so we could have got a buy right down there at 334 and rally up there to 366. That was a pretty darn good swing trade last week. Do we have a repeat coming here? Yeah, potentially. So we could either buy at market right now or we could wait for our doji to close, our daily close. And as long as it's above this level, that's confirmation and we can bid it. Now, I know what I'm going to be risking here. My bid's going to be long from about, 337. Let's say 337.50 is our entry point. Where would my stop out be? Use market structure, okay? You can't go right beneath that, though. You don't want to go right beneath a double bottom like that. You've got to give it a little bit of room. And the reason why is you see a lot of crazy things happen now near those swing lows. You see a lot of them. Stop hunting, liquidity sweeps, you name it. There are no rules. It can happen. So if we're looking at something like this, if you put your stop loss 1 cent beneath this double bottom, the double bottom is developed right there, 324.11, and that other low right there is 323.72. If you put your stop loss down there at 323.71, and you get stopped out, and then the price blows back up in your favor, don't come crying to me and don't blame me. I've had that happen enough times in my life. I don't let it happen anymore. And how do I do it? I put my stop loss significantly beneath there. So right there, if we're looking at 124 as being our level, our out level, 123.50 where we got to get out, where am I at down here? Let's put it on 322, 321.50. Let's give it a few bucks down there to work. Now, what's my profit target here? Well, if it's a swing trade, it might be as easy as just holding this thing through Friday's close and just bailing out on Friday. We could do that. What else could we do? We could build a nice 1-2, 1-1. This might not be a bad place to do a 1-1. What do you got right there? 337 risk. We're looking for $16. So what are we looking for? 53s? According to market structure, that's completely doable. Not really a swing trade, though. A swing trade, we probably should at least be aiming for this line up here, maybe right in there, maybe 368. So we're buying 37s and we're looking for 368, and our stop out's 21. We're risking, $16 to potentially make, 32 to the top side, something like that? Pretty close. That's a 1-2. Could be a pretty good swing trade. Now, what else do we have to contend with here if we're going to make a swing trade on Tesla? We got to know what's happening this week, what's coming out. GDP growth rate on Thursday, it's not going to mess with Tesla. Are there any earnings reports out? Not really. So we should be in pretty good shape right here. I would say, maybe there's an earnings report out. I don't believe so. Potentially. Yeah, let's go ahead and check our settings out. I believe that I have all that stuff lined up here. Events. Yeah, earnings should show up. Yeah, we don't have any earnings out, I don't believe, this week for Tesla. Double check that, though. That's something that you've got to know. I mean, you've absolutely got to know that if you're going to play a stock swing trade, understand if their earnings are out this week. Okay. Let me see. Honorably, dishonorable. I say buy because the dollar index is just retesting the support to the downside. Yeah, I mean, you could be absolutely right honorably. Remember, your levels and my levels, our strategies are different. Just because they're different doesn't mean they're wrong. You could be long and make money. I can be short and make money. It's just all about how we manage our risks. And believe me, I want everybody in here to make money. The only people I want to take money from is J.P. Morgan and Capital One, Goldman and Sachs. I'll line up and trade against Gold. Well, you can't really trade against them, though. They're too big. But if I have a chance to scalp money off of Goldman Sachs all day, you bet. Sign me up. I'd have a big happy hat on. I have no problem taking their money. That's for sure. But I don't really want to go against you guys. Not really interested in it. Let's see. What else do we have here? Okay. We have a couple other strategies here, or a couple other swing trades that we should look at. We got a request for the US 30. I'm going to go ahead and hit that in just a second. But you guys have probably seen a lot of these charts, and I've been sort of covering the 920 a lot. I got an incredible message on LinkedIn the other day from a trader that's going hard up in the Chicago area, saying, Shane, I'm doing pretty well with the 920, but I would like some tips on how to make it better. And I always just sort of say, hey, listen, as far as tips go, number one, if you're making money, it's the right answer. So keep going hard and keep doing what you're doing. Study your losses. That was basically the only tip I gave, was study your losses. How are you losing? Are you losing the same way every time? If you are, then, maybe you could tweak your approach a little bit. But I will say that if you're making money and you're consistent with it, don't do too much tweaking. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. And if you're making money, you have the right answer. Now, how can we swing trade with something like a 920? Easy. Same rules apply as intraday trading. Same rules. Matter of fact, if you step back and trade a daily on these Forex pairs, I think you have an incredible chance of success using the 920, but the daily. But here's the kicker. What's really going to be the problem for a lot of traders is if you're going to trade the daily time frame with something like the 920 and swing trade it, and it's designed, I mean, you could really do some good swing trade in this thing. You're looking to get on big trends. The number one reason why you will be successful will have nothing to do with your intelligence. It will have nothing to do with your ability to read a market. It will have nothing to do with your ability to understand fundamentals and how they dovetail with market prices. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with you being able to set a stop loss and a profit target and wait for the market to hit your target. Now, a lot of folks believe that in scalping and intraday trading and tick scalping that it's the same, and it is not. It is not. I know for a fact when I'm in the market and I'm scalping and I'm rocking a 4 lot or a 5 lot on WTI crude, and I know that if I get a quick 8-tick bounce, I'm out with my $400 for the day and I'm done. That's a lot different mindset than saying, okay, I'm going to take a swing trade here. I'm going to use the daily time frame, and I'm going to say, okay, there's my stop loss, and now if it just goes positive a little bit, then I'll take a little bit of money. You cannot do that swing trading. And the reason why is your initial risk is going to be a heck of a lot larger than mine is on my intraday trades. I mean, I can tell you, on a gold trade, I know within 5 seconds if I've got a chance or not. That's the honest to God truth. I mean, if the market comes to me, hits my price, it doesn't bounce in my favor right away, I'm in big trouble. I'm in big trouble because I'm leveraged and I can't hold the position. Swing trading's different. Swing trading, as soon as we get in the market, the first 5 seconds, we know absolutely nothing about how this thing's going to wind out. That's the truth. So let's take a look at this. I mean, I hate to reverse engineer these. We're going to go over a few more of these 920s and see if we can spot a few opportunities for the week in the last 5 minutes here. But take a good look at what we have. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to talk about RSI. I'm going to go ahead and consider that over 70. What is it right there? It's 70-something, very, very close. It's very close. Let's just say, all right, we're in overbought territory. There's my crossover. My crossover develops right there. I know it's hard to see. You've got to make sure that you get the crossover. That's why we did some of the coding for you in a video a few weeks ago. That right there is going to be your entry point. This is a dollar-yen daily chart. All right, so if you're in fact going to sell right there, 156.07, okay. Where should your stop loss be? Always remember you have two options. You have two options when it comes to when it comes to 920s and crossover strategies. The first one is I always recommend going above the previous swing high or swing low. Is that feasible? Is that feasible on a swing trade? I don't think so. It's got to be tighter than that because you need to have some sort of risk control. So would this swing high right here be pretty good? 158.23? Might not be. The other option we have is just to go with our stop loss right above our signal bar, our trigger bar, the one that gets us short right here. In this case, it worked like a charm. In a lot of cases, it doesn't work. So you have to be able to say, okay, I'm going to risk, like right there, we would be looking at 156.83, and our entry would be 156.07. If we're right, we could make potentially a lot of money. But what would our risk be up here? It's getting pretty big. It's over 200 pips. And then up here, it's right at 300 pips. So if you want to play aggressive doing this swing trading, you certainly can. But the point of this is this. I always say understand your stop loss. Understand where to put your stop loss and when you have to get out. That becomes incredibly important on intraday trading. Swing trading, you're going to know. You're going to know. You've got 83 pips. If you go short and this thing blows back up in your face, you probably could get hurt doing that. More than likely, you're just wrong, and it's going to just trickle higher on you because the ranges we're talking about are a lot bigger than, say, an intraday 30-minute bar. But in this instance, let's say you got short right there and your stop was there. Boy, you made a lot of money. You really got in on a fantastic type of a trade. If you were up here, now you need to make about 300 pips to get a 1-to-1 just to get your money out of it. Did you do it? Yeah, you did all right. How long could a 600 pip move take or a 900 pip move take on a swing trade? You could be there for weeks and weeks trying to do that, and it's a good play. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, that wasn't a great trade because it really was. But you also have to do the math on what it costs you to carry your positions through the Forex close. Your carrying fees, your costs, your rollover costs. You might spend more holding that thing for 3 or 4 weeks than you made on it. So if you're going to do this with Forex pairs, you're kind of going to have to be able to say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put my stop loss above today's high. We're going to go ahead and sell this thing on my crossover, and I'm going to look to get in and out of this sucker in 4 or 5 days. That's not a bad way to do it. Daily chart's great for this, especially something like a 920 on the daily. US dollar yen, God, you get on the right side of these, you can make a lot of money. You really can. The key is going to be to keep your stops as tight as you can, but not too tight. Remember, we're swing trading. We're going to let these markets play out, and that takes time. That takes incredible time. Let me see. Thank you very much, Trading King. God, Trading Musk. I can't tell if you're being nice to me if you're just sort of heckling me. I don't really care either way, but thank you anyways. John H., what is a 920? 9 EMA and a 20 EMA. We made a great video on this channel, John, on this How to Trade Com YouTube channel. Go check it out. We put that one out a few months ago, or no, actually 6 weeks ago or so, and that one's got a lot of views. So go ahead and check out the 920, show you exactly how to trade it, and really get you up to speed really quick on that. Let me see. I finally, after 2 weeks, got a W on Monday on gold. Well, I mean, I hope your carrying trades, excuse me, I hope your carry trade or your carrying fees on your gold didn't cost you too much. But hey, you know, if you've got the discipline to stay in the market and, you know, in the cash too, that's big. All right, let's take a look at this 30. I got a question about the US 30, the Dow 30 earlier in the stream, and I want to show, you know, what should we be looking at doing. Now, I lean on this RSI sort of for confirmation. The truth is, with the 920, there's a couple ways to trade it. You don't need it. You don't need confirmation. You can just play it straight and say, okay, crossover on a buy, that's where I'm looking to bid it, and my crossover on the sell, that's where I'd be looking to bid or to sell it. So what do you have right here? Let's say you wanted to go short right now. There's your crossover. Could you have shorted here? Yep. Was it your best entry? Probably not. Could you sell right now? Yeah, you could. We put a video out, let's see, last week on how to use Fibonacci retracements to improve your trade location with the 9 EMA. You could wait, maybe sell right there at 38% of this pullback. That would be absolutely a beautiful trade. You could do that. Could we sell right now? Yeah, you could. So if you wanted to take a swing trade opportunity for this week, is the sell worth it? Let's go ahead and see. Let's see right here. The CME group. What do I got? Oh, that's I keep forgetting that we're on that that trading contest over there. Haven't made any money, been losing, but that's all right. So right here, what could we do? If we wanted to trade, we could go right here to sell. If we wanted to sell market, we could definitely do it. I'm not necessarily certain how much leverage they put on CFDs. Let's sell a 20 lot and just go with it. Okay, so this would be sort of your trade. This would be your swing trade. All right. Daily chart, US 30. Clearly the read is down. We're bearish. Our 9 crossed over or under our 20. That's going to be our short. So where should my stop loss be? A couple of places it can be. It could be right there. I don't recommend that. We're going to stop ourselves out right up there. So what exactly does this mean for a swing trade? It means that we need to get some money because we sold 43.69. We need to see this. We need to see this trade down at least probably what, 2,000 points from where we're at, something like that, somewhere down in here. If we were using market structure for our profit target, what could we do? Could be right down in there, maybe 42s. What is that down? About 1,500 points, which puts us right in the ballpark of a 1-to-1. If we wanted to go a little bit deeper and just let this thing roll, we could shoot for a major sell-off here. Do I think we get it? I think anything's possible. Now, this is going to be potentially a longer-term play if we're looking for a 3,500-point sell-off. That's going to take a couple weeks maybe. Personally, I would probably be more apt to have my profit target right in here somewhere, and I'd be looking to hit that in the next few days. And if we didn't quite get that, then we would have to definitely reevaluate and see where this trade's at. That's what I would be looking at in the US 30. Okay, we got one more Mobile Dragon. Thank you, Mobile. You guys are really nice to me today. I sure appreciate it. It's always a pleasure joining you here. I like to share a little bit about sort of what I've been through in trading, and I've been doing this a long time. Okay, let's go. We got one more, US dollar, Swiss franc. All right, let's go US dollar, Swiss franc. There's nothing on there. You can see right here, dollar CAD, incredible day. A lot of tariff talk. Boy, Canadian dollar's been all over the board. But let's go right here to our Swissy. Now, our Swissy, sort of a daily chart here. What do we want to do? Swing trade. You know, I said a while back that I wanted to play this one to the short. I mean, that right there. I mean, there's January. That was the yearly low. That was January's low. So now we're making new yearly lows. If we wanted to sell and make a swing trade right here, good Lord, come on. Let's see. Okay, if we wanted to do this, sell right now, we could do it for a swing trade. We don't really have anything else coming across the board. This, let's see right there. Yeah, put that on. We don't have anything else going on this week until later in the week. So if I wanted to sell, we just took a sell right there, right beneath the yearly low. So we're making new yearly lows. Now, what would really the big idea be here? It would be that we're going to keep coming off, that we broke through this liquidity sweep, this area of support right here, and now we're coming off. So what could we do with a stop loss? We could put it right there, right up above that swing high. That's a clean one. That's an absolutely clean stop loss. So if we were short from, say, 89.60s, and we were looking for, okay, we got to get out somewhere right around 90, I'm going to put mine up there 90.60, okay? So just for the sake of argument, we're risking 100 pips. What do we have to get here to the downside? You can see it's wide open. I mean, you can see right down in here, there's probably going to be a little bit of support with this order block, but the chain gets thin down in here. So it is very possible that we could see this market come off in a big way. So if we, in fact, took this as a swing trade to the short, I don't have a problem with it. I really don't have a problem with it. The big thing is you're just sort of sticking in here saying, okay, can we follow this sort of 3-day trend? Now we're making new yearly lows and we're looking to really establish a big-time Q1 range in the Swissy. Can we get some money there? And I'd say, yeah, you're just going to have to trade down. Probably what? I mean, if we're swing trading, you're going to have to see probably 88.50, maybe 88, something like that. Maybe right in there. That's a significant trade, and, it looks to be on the right side of it. Now, if I was analyzing this and trying to play devil's advocate, say, okay, what could possibly, stop us here? Look at the weekly. You can see we're breaking beneath that yearly low. We're moving. We're on the move. I'd say you probably catch some bids right in here somewhere, right on 89, but to me, you're probably on the right side of this trade. Look where you're risking, though. All you're doing is risking last week's high. You could be in this trade for a couple of weeks. You really could. So is there anything to upset the apple cart with the Swissy this week? Not really. A lot of folks the consumer confidence numbers they think are big tomorrow aren't. The GDP numbers aren't going to be big on Thursday. And then also on Friday, you could see a situation where PCE might shake up the dollar a little bit, but probably not a lot. So if, in fact, you were going to play against the dollar right here, you'd have a chance. Aside from – and one other thing that this swing trade would have going for it is if you see something crazy happen, if you see a terrorist attack or if you see civil unrest in the United States, this could, in fact, send you much, much lower because the Swissy is going to gain puff, in the event that the dollar gives it up. All right, guys, I'm going to have to go ahead and sign off. I've gone way too long. All right. Thank you. Let's see. Universal Shane, one-man army, 7-nation army. Couldn't hold me back. Let's see. You're alone with the live streams. Keep up the work. We get real valuable insights from you. I sure appreciate that, Universal. Remember, if you have any questions at all, be sure to ask them. If I don't get to you on the live stream, be sure to head on over to How to Trade and send me a private message. I will get back to you in short order. As far as the service here and what we're doing, we're just trying to get traders to the point where they can trade competently. I'd like to see everybody get in there and be able to hold your own. And that means that you don't just show up and give your money away every time you deposit. You get in there and you make some money and you learn what it is to really do battle with the smartest people in the world every single day. And I'm not kidding you. If you want to be a swing trader, you can certainly do it. But the number one thing that will separate you from the rest of the crowd with swing trading has nothing to do with analytics. It has nothing to do with being a brilliant economic mind. It has to do with two things. Number one, being able to stay in the market until you get paid off. And number two, understanding which events can shake up or can potentially reverse your trends. And that's a function of reading the economic calendar, following the live streams here. I pretty much tell you what's going to do that each and every week. All right. Anything that can shake up the market can hurt you. And also bailing out of your swing trades too early can really, really, really hurt you. Don't do it. If you commit to these things, you need to ride them out. Now, we'll talk about trade management some other time. I always say don't make a winner a loser. But with swing trading, it's got to go at least a 1-to-1 before you even think about moving your stop loss because you're taking a bigger initial risk. Respect that. All right, guys, I'm out. Have a fantastic trading day. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be talking more of Forex-oriented topics. We're going to be talking consumer confidence, Germany GDP. We're going to be looking at some pairs and see if we can't get a few tradable levels, some actionable levels, and trade ideas. All right, guys, that's a wrap. You guys have a fantastic session. Trade the action well, and we'll talk soon. See you.